Hi, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to congratulate my fellow colleagues of the EQUI for the amazing projects they presented. I get inspired just by seeing what you've done. Um, but concerning my project, before I get into it, and I chose not to do a presentation, just a speech, I'd like to talk about the reasons why I chose to do what I'm doing. And to do that, I'll have to give you a little background on Brazilian culture. I'm from Brazil, by the way. So, in Brazil, we have this myth that our culture is based on religious syncretism. What does that mean? Is that one religion adopts rituals and procedures and parts from other religions and incorporate into each other. That happened because in Brazil, we had a lot of mixing from the Europeans that came to colonize us, the indigenous people, and the Africans. And that gave an interesting mix, especially because we have a lot of African-based religions, and their practices are incorporated into Christianism, which is the majority, which is the religion of the majority of the population of Brazil. I'll give an example. On New Year's, we usually would go to the beach, and we would send flowers to the main goddess of Candomblé, which is a religion from an African base. And this religion is polytheistic, which is interesting given that Christianism is monotheist. And the difficult part here is that, sadly, in Brazil, this syncretism, it does not really go away from the cultural practices. So there is not a deep religious understanding of what really the African-based religions think. And that ends up building a lot of hate in our country. So, for example, only on last year, on my city alone, which is Brasilia, the capital, 4 temples of Candomblé and Umbanda religions were put fire to, and completely burnt down. Fortunately, no people were harmed or killed, but their main point of religious practice was destroyed by extremists. And that makes me wonder, why does that happen? I can see an economic reason for that. I can see an historic reason for that. Actually, our historic reason would be to go the complete opposite way, would be to actually promote the different religions and include them in our society, because that's what our culture is based upon. So, what I saw is that the main reason why these acts of violence are happening in Brazil is because of lack of information. So what can I do about it? Talk to people. So we began going to our university, which is the University of Brasilia, and there I'm a part of some youth-led groups, and in one of them we actually began talking openly about it, and we decided to, in a project called Aman Kids, go to schools on impoverished areas on the outskirts of Brasilia, and we would present these ideas to them of religious tolerance and interfaith harmony. But not only to that, we would pick all of the basic ideas of human rights and the UN principles, and we would present them to them in a very interactive way, so through games and talks, and we would allow them to express themselves artistically. And in the end, and I hopefully will have time to present this to you later, they came up with some songs about being tolerant to your friends and not bullying. And it's very interesting because when you're working with children, you realize that they don't have many prejudices. They are really open to new ideas. So whenever you were there, with a really complex issues such as religious violence. And you would obviously be totally language appropriate when dealing with such sensitive topics. But you'd see that they were really receptive. And it's amazing to see how simple all of these things are. People just need to respect their friends. And anyway, this project has been will begin its new phase now in March in at least 3 schools in the outskirts of Brasilia. We're dealing with children from 8 to 12 years old with an expected attending group of 100 children for the next program. And we hope that we get to build from there and impact society, because children, if I'm young, children are even younger, and they will be on the actors of the future. So yeah, thank you very much for your attention. And can you play the video, please?